let's head over then to our best bets. See, I got to ask you, how many best bets do you have this week for us?
I got 5 this week. Looking to bounce back.
Beautiful. I've got 5. We've been on a schneid. Let's turn things around. Actually, one of them, one's a conditional one. I'll just say it. I'm not going to put it on the graphic, but I'll be tweeting it out. I just want people to be aware of it who don't follow us at the Redshirt Soft. If you're checking, might have to do with Georgia Tech and the availability of a certain quarterback. So, actually, I guess I'll start there then. Georgia Tech plus 6.5 in the first half at plus 106. Okay. Now, if Haynes King ends up playing in this game, you're probably not getting a plus 106. You might be getting that at minus 110, minus 115. But look, if you're on Twitter and you see Haynes King is playing, you hear rumbles. Maybe if you're following us at the Redshirt Soft, he's playing. I will be throwing this out there, but I just want to throw that out there. I'm probably not going to put it on the graphic as an official pick, but it's very conditional on whether Haynes King plays because I can't justify doing that if he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Like I said, I really thought about that, but it's very conditional. I do think if he doesn't play, there's some value on Miami, which would be interesting. But the first half, I love that. Cam Ward, it's a monster in the second half, so why not there? I'm going to the MAC here, game we previewed. I like NIU minus 1.5 here. It's a Wednesday night football game. Get on that early because you don't want that line to move any more than it has. Yeah, I think like all the reasons I talked about in our preview video, go check that out if you haven't watched that yet. Feel good about NIU this week and the way they can stop the run, and the way they can convert on third down, and the way they can hopefully take care of the football this week, which they haven't done, and they get a win here, starting off from action right.
Yeah, I like that. I told you that. I don't hate that at all when we were previewing that game. I'm going to go over to Columbia, Missouri. Give me Oklahoma plus 2.5 in this spot right here. Jackson, I know they haven't looked great, but no more Seth Luttrell in there. I know you didn't look good the previous week before. South Carolina game didn't look good, but Jackson Arnold there, I think he gives them the best chance to win. All right, and if he's playing all right and these wide receivers can finally get a little bit more healthy, I think Missouri's not a good football team. All right, I don't care that Missouri is at home. I don't care that Oklahoma's got to travel there. I think Oklahoma is a better football team than Missouri, and I think they're more physical. I think they have the weapons there. Luther Burden has been pretty unimpressive this year. Brady Cook has been unimpressive this year. I think Oklahoma's been really nice stopping the run game, so I'm not worried about Nate Noel or Marcus Carroll. I don't even know the status of Nate Noel, whether he's healthy or not, but I'll take Oklahoma plus 2.5 here on the road.
I don't hate that. I'm actually on the same game for a different reason. Give me Oklahoma at Missouri over 42.5. I know, what are you doing betting on two terrible offenses in the SEC? But I'm with you. I think Jackson Arnold's been playing well recently. I think hopefully they get a little bit more healthy. I think Missouri off a bye week, I think they come out with a good game plan offensively, and they really get cooking. I see a game in the 20s here, which would cash to over 42.5. Do I love it? No. But listen, I think there's value here because I think the season has said Missouri's awful offensively and Oklahoma's also awful offensively. I think this is a week where they both click and overhits here.
So you got that 47.5?
42.5.
42. I was going to say 47. Feels like
47. No.
All right, but yeah, 42. Yeah, I don't hate that. Not my cup of tea for that game, but I'll take Oklahoma plus 2.5.
Turnovers too, by the way, which both teams have seen. The right turnovers helps us.
Exactly. Not red zone turnovers, right? So I'll go. We'll go on the East Coast here. Team traveling from West Coast to East Coast. Give me Wake Forest plus 7.5 against Cal. You know, a team that Cal looked really good last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, when they absolutely beat the piss out of an Oregon State football team. But Wake Forest has been sneakily good on the offensive side of the football. I know Cal is good on the defensive side of the football, but that cross-country traveling stuff, Wake Forest went on the road to beat Stanford across the country. Let's see if they can go 2-0 against those California schools. Cal traveling all the way over there. 7.5 feels like a lot of points for a Cal team that's struggled to win football games, except for that Oregon State win, right? So I like Wake Forest plus 7.5. Sue me.
It scares me. I think for me with California, I just can't get my preseason expectation of them out of sight. I can't get how close they've been to being 7-1, 6-2, what they should be right now in terms of losing those football games. But plus 7.5, you get it, or just plus 7?
I took it plus 7.5.
Yeah, okay,
You can get like
good.
minus 112,
Yeah,
minus
that's
113.
money. I like that for you.
I'll allow it.
The hook might be huge. For me, I'm going to the SEC here, or staying in the SEC after that Missouri Oklahoma over. I'm on LSU +3 here.
Not crazy.
I think Death Valley at home. We've seen these big time games, the SEC, what the home teams can do for you, and how hard it is to go on the road here. Give me LSU +3 for all the reasons I talked about in our video. Go check that preview out if you haven't as well. But yeah, LSU +3.
Yeah, I was really close taking that. It's really close. But something about Garrett Nussmeier turning the football over just kind of strayed me away. But um, speaking of good quarterback play, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Colorado minus 3.5 against Texas Tech. I know you're going traveling to Lubbock, not an easy place to play, but you're coming off from a bye. Shedeur Sanders playing some of the best football in the country, if any player. I mean, honestly, he's been more valuable to this Colorado team than Travis Hunter, to me, by a long shot. And people are going to disagree with that. Sue me, all right? Shedeur Sanders has been playing absolutely lights out football. I think Colorado could be 6-2 right now without Travis Hunter. You know, I think they could, or 7-2, or 6-2, whatever their record is. But Texas Tech, yeah, it could be a tough game for them. But I think Colorado's just playing way too good at football right now. And would I have thought that I'd be taking Colorado minus 3.5 against Texas Tech a couple weeks ago? No. But guess what? Here we are. Let's go Buffs.
Yeah, I really don't hate that at all. I don't hate that at all. I'm sticking in the SEC here for my next one. Team I took on the Dirty Dogs. I'm also going to be taking them spread. Mississippi State +24 here. I was just checking the line to make sure it didn't move to 23.5. Yeah, the Bulldogs here. All the reason I talked about in the Dirty Dog segment. I think, well, first of all, I think they're going to score, and I think they can actually win this football game, but I do not think Tennessee is good enough offensively to win by 24. I think it's as simple as that. I don't know if they can score that many points to outscore Michael Van Buren and Jeff Lebby.
Not crazy. Not crazy. I'm going to go to my last bet here. We talked about a little same thing. You're dipping into your Dirty Dogs. Let me dip into my Dirty Dogs for a different play. I've never bet a total this high before in my entire life. But I am taking Washington State, Utah State over 69 points to be scored in that football game. And, I
feel good about that one. I think that's awesome.
38-35, 41-34.
What game was it? Wasn't it New Mexico and Utah State? It was like 35-35 at halftime a couple weeks ago.
No, I think it was
or was that New Mexico, Wyoming? No,
New Mexico had a total that was like 78 or something like that, and like it totally soared under by like 60 points or something like that. Like it was a terribly low scoring game, but I like it. Couldn't keep my hands off of it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'll take those 4 bets pending the Georgia Tech first half +6.5 if Haynes King plays.
I got one more here, and I'm in the Mountain West as well. Give me UNLV -13 on the road against Hawaii. I know going to the island scares you, but they're off a bye. This is a really good football team. I think they're going to come out of the bye playing determined football, ready to go back to the Mountain West and get revenge on Boise State. UNLV -13.
Yeah, I like it. Hawaii was on your Dirty Dogs last week, but it's about picking the right weeks for those really smelly, stinky, dirty dogs. Yep. Yeah, you got to pick the right weeks. Okay, and this is just not one of them, according to you, for Hawaii. So, yeah, that's gonna be it. Recap for the Spotify folks: Georgia State +6.5 first half. If Haynes King plays, huge conditional factor right there. And I'll be posting on Twitter at the Redshirt Sophomore if he does, or if we get word that he is. I am on Oklahoma +2.5, Wake Forest +7.5, Colorado -3.5, Washington State, Utah State over 69. Feel like kind of a crazy slate for me right there. Wouldn't have thought that I'd be betting on Wake Forest, Colorado, and over at 69 just a couple weeks ago, but here we are. I like the value. You're on NIU -1.5, Oklahoma, Mizzou over 42.5, LSU +3, Mississippi State +24, and UNLV -13. That's going to do it for our best bets.